What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the boundlessly boisterous Dr. Disaster, and lost in all the excitement during the Oblivion Remastered Shadow Drop from the past few days is the fact that Marathon's alpha testing has just begun. Bungie has planned to drum up hype by lifting the non-disclosure agreement with the people who are participating in the alpha test, but social media chatter is pretty dead for this game. The prevailing attitude toward Marathon seems to be apathy.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Considering the pedigree of Bungie, there really ought to be a lot of buzz about Marathon, but the problem is that they have done everything wrong with this game, from the ugly and unappealing characters to the fact that this isn't a free-to-play model to the decision to turn it into an extraction shooter. Destiny players are feeling abandoned, considering that a new sequel to their game was abandoned in favor of this turd. So, even though there is a large contingent of players of that game who will be loyal to the studio no matter what, in the hopes that supporting Bungie brings about new resources for Destiny, there really doesn't seem to be much genuine support for Marathon at all. The X account Marathon Bulletin just put out this tweet here where they ask what people's thoughts are on the game's alpha thus far, and the replies are pretty damn bad. They really were, Marathon and Bungie that is, were counting on positive chatter coming out about the game during this alpha test, but this is another game that's been affected by the Oblivion remaster sucking all the oxygen out of the room.
I didn't even see it come!
It kinda looks like Microsoft, whether intentional or not, has actually taken a bite out of Sony's ass with the timing of their Elder Scrolls release, but don't get me wrong, I don't think Bungie can effectively blame Oblivion for all the lack of excitement over their game. They have alienated too many people with their boneheaded decisions on this project.
Would you please still be my friend?
You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
Alright me hearties, make sure you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and also, please consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. The first part of the novel that I've written, a dark fantasy story called The Darkest Heritage, will be available to members only starting tomorrow. The book itself will be available to purchase on Amazon in the near future, but in the meantime, if you want to support alternatives to mainstream culture, such as Marathon, where they take this old franchise from the 90s and steal the title of the IP and wear it like it's a skin suit, well, if you're tired of that shit, consider becoming a channel member and checking out the book when it drops. Anyhow, we've got to see what the responses have been to the Marathon Alpha. After all, the lifting of the non-disclosure agreement on an alpha is a pretty unusual step being taken by a studio who is clearly desperate for some positive attention. They were banking on people dropping some positive chatter and lighting the world ablaze with a sudden influx of what they assumed would basically amount to reviews from people who were not gagged by an NDA. This Oblivion Shadow Drop, in conjunction with the release of Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which comes out today, that has really relegated Marathon to a background story in the gaming world right now. Claire Obscure was at least a known quantity that Marathon was counting on coming out at least. It came out the day after the alpha test, but Oblivion dropped the day before, which seems catastrophic for Marathon. But let's look at the responses to this post where people were asked what they thought about the alpha test. I'm just going to go right on down the line, though we're going to skip past any reply where they're talking about how mad they are that they haven't been given the invite to play the alpha yet. But anyhow, this fella asked in meme form, "You guys got anything that doesn't suck?" This guy had a few nice things to say, but he was brutally honest, and I think he speaks for a lot of people. He wrote, "Runs well, looks good, intense battles, bots are a bit OP with damage and swarm you fast, but it's a challenge you can learn to play around, lacks depth or any real progression. It's basically the cycle remade with heroes. I couldn't see myself playing it long or watching it much." This person wrote, "Watching someone else play, and it feels like a bad version of Apex." And then this guy said, "Doesn't look like a game that's due to come out in 5 months. Wouldn't be shocked if it gets pushed back." And from the footage that I've seen, that is an opinion that I share. This is a game that looks way too bland and flavorless to be ready for release. It's like the skeleton of a game that either a bunch of devs were told they had to make instead of wanting to make it, either that or we're dealing with inexperienced developers who just don't know how to fill out a game properly and make it seem more exciting and worthy of attention. Either way, it is not a good thing for Bungie at all. Anyhow, this person said, "The movement and gunplay are so bad." And then this fella here is trying to make excuses for the game. Everyone who would have something constructive to say is playing right now, not scrolling X. Whatever you say, dude. But everything I've seen of people playing look and sound bored out of their skulls. If there was truly an army of people who really liked what they saw, we'd see their responses to this post and they'd be talking it up. Granted, there are a few of these people who are enthusiastic about the game peppered in there, but I had to scroll a ways to find them, and they aren't that enthusiastic. This guy, as an example, wrote, "Loving the feel and enjoying the gameplay loop a lot. The AI can be dumb, but when they target, they're definitely very aggressive and punishing. I love that the game feels hard and AI can't just be set aside when they're engaged. Would love less clunky movement though." Even the guy who's trying to praise this game is complaining about what we all saw right away when they revealed this game's trailer a week or so ago, that they were trying to cover up the slow and clunky movement. Anyhow, this comment here is a perfect example of one of the Destiny bros who clearly wanted a Destiny sequel and not this marathon crap. He said, "Need to get rid of menus and have more Destiny-style interaction with shops, missions, factions, etc." Then this person replied saying, "The what?" Continues playing Oblivion. And I think that's really been the prevailing attitude when it comes to Marathon right now. Microsoft nuked Sony from orbit with their release. Marathon was already a struggling title that seemed destined to die on the vine. They made a move that a lot of us said was a good call, dropping the NDA for alpha testers so that they could spread the word, but right now it's just plain and obvious that Marathon has been pushed into the background, and I struggle to imagine that they will be able to claw their way back from this easily. The collective attention spans of gamers are pretty short these days, especially in this world where we are constantly inundated with new announcements like the Ghost of Yotei trailer that just dropped. But I'm gonna leave it there. Have any of you even seen people talking about the alpha for this game? With every passing day, this game looks more and more destined to be the next Concord. Not as bad as that because Bungie sycophants will buy it, but what do you think about all this? Drop your thoughts into the comment section below and we will talk there. Thanks for watching me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.